being exposed to high levels of lead in their water.
We want to live here and we want to do what we've been doing all of our lives.
And prompted the state to declare an emergency.
Doctor asked, he said, have you heard of Legionnaire?
Hundreds of angry residents holding up bottles of rust-colored water and demanding answers.
We're struggling, and everybody is. Everybody's struggling here.
What lasting damage did the water do to their kids?
My youngest would tell me, Mom, it's yellow and it's a filmy, gross, foamy thing, and it would smell like open sewer.
According to state testing, current lead levels in Flint's water have increased since the beginning of 2021.
By officials who denied anything was wrong.
Nobody know what to do. Don't nobody know what's going on.
The state knew about it and did nothing.
You know, in this community, when you think about kids of the age of 6 and under.
Test the water. They should have tested the water.
A lot of people didn't want us to expose what was happening and why it was happening.
Flint's deadly water.
Welcome to For the Record, where 4 environmentalists dive deep into the environmental past, present, and future of the United States. We're here to challenge the narratives, unpack the policies, and shine a light on the people and places often left out of the mainstream environmental conversations. We're keeping it real, keeping it critical, and keeping it on the record. Let's get into it. I think we should start with a little backstory and timeline from our guy Logan.
All right, let's rewind the clock and walk through how the Flint water crisis actually unfolded. Because understanding the timeline is key to understanding just how badly this all went down. So it starts in 2011, when Flint, Michigan was deep in financial trouble. The state stepped in and appointed an emergency manager to take control of the city, basically replacing local elected officials with someone focused purely on cutting costs. One of these emergency managers was Darnell Early. In 2013, under his watch, the city announced it would stop buying water from Detroit and join a new pipeline project that would eventually pull water from Lake Huron. Sounds good on paper, right? But the new pipeline wasn't ready yet. So in April 2014, as a temporary fix, Flint started drawing water from the Flint River, a decision that would change everything. From day one, people were complaining. The water smelled weird, looked brown, tasted off, and soon kids were getting rashes, people were losing their hair, and it just kept getting worse. But officials kept saying the water was fine. What they didn't mention was that the river was corrosive and they were treating it properly. That meant it was scraping lead off old pipes and sending it straight into homes. By 2015, independent researchers started testing the water and found alarming levels of lead, not just in the water, but in children's blood as well. Still, state officials denied it. They pushed back hard. It wasn't until October 2015, after months of pressure, that the city finally switched back to Detroit's water system, but the damage was already done. In 2016, things exploded. President Obama declared a federal emergency, the National Guard was deployed, and the bottled water distribution began. Congressional hearings were held, and as the months rolled on, more and more information came out, showing the state officials knew about the danger and covered it up. Legal battles started, some officials were charged, and a massive lawsuit eventually led to a $626 million settlement for victims. And even though pipes started getting replaced and criminal charges were filed, including against former Governor Rick Snyder in 2021, for the people of Flint, the crisis isn't over. The water may be cleaner now, but the trust is gone. The health effects linger, and the question still hangs in the air. How did this happen in one of the richest countries in the world?